Well, welcome back to the channel. As promised, the video is coming on a beautiful sunny day with a few clouds out. You see we have Lookout Mountain in the background, and I filmed some really good B-roll. It's not the best, it's a little shaky, I did it by hand, but at least I'm filming and getting better. So let's embark on the journey and Apple headphones. Let's do the driving experience. Now, this car is a really good car. It handles pretty good. There is some body roll. There is a little. You don't get much. You do get some good road feel. Like you feel the bumps pretty well, but it does a good job of mask. You know, it's a good mixture. It's hard to describe. You have to see it for yourself. But I think it's a pretty good driving experience. Now the steering is pretty tight, something that I had to get used to, especially with no ribs on the steering wheel. The leather is that slick, full finish leather. You see the camera shaking there? I need some kind of a stabilizer. If one of you wonderful subscribers would wire me some money, I could purchase one. I mean, I got the money now, but you know, spending the money and then knowing what equipment to get, and if you get good equipment, that can be a little costly. But going around the curves here in the parking lot, it does a pretty good job. Now, for some reason with me, I do get a little bit of a lower back pain from the seats being a little stiff. I'm used to a soft seat. The seats are very supportive, and they're great on long trips, but they do have I don't know, it's like you know when you get a little stressed and you get like a little bit of like your back gets tense at the back, on the bottom of your back? That's kind of what happens when I go around the corner in this. The bolstering, it's there, but it's pretty wide. Definitely a larger individual can fit in this, and you can adjust the bolstering too. Brakes are pretty good. Visibility is, it took me a little bit to get used to because, you know, these newer cars, visibility is not their strong suit, especially with this new modern rollover protections and all this airbags and stuff. Turn the radio down a tad. Wanted some music in the background. Speakers are really good, but I'll get to that in the interior section. Wait for this traffic to pass. I'm going to get the yield on green here. So it's got pretty good torque. I was amazed with the torque when I drove this, comparing it to my Lincoln. It's pretty torquey. It feels like it. They said, you know, they talk about electric cars being real torquey. That kind of reminds me of one of those. Reminds me of this, or this reminds me of one of those. I mean, get out on interstate here and see it, and tell you how it merges and gets up to speed. This thing definitely pulls like a V8. I had a Chevy Silverado, a 2001 Silverado, a couple years ago, and that thing had a big V8. It was the 5.3, I think. And it had only had like 280 horsepower, so this thing has more horsepower than a V8, even more torque than that V8. So engines have came a long way. Gets up to speed really well. There is a little bit of road noise. They don't do as good a job as Lexus on the road noise. This is a Genesis after all, and it only costed what, $38,000 new, $40,000. I mean, a Lexus ES cost you at least 10 grand more. So there's a little bit of road noise. You can probably hear it through the camera. So overall, it's a pretty good experience driving. It's comfortable. Seats are a little on the firm side, but it is a pretty good driving car. I mean, it is. If you're a BMW person, if you own a 3 Series and you're wanting to move up, I would definitely recommend this. If you can't afford a 5 Series. That about does it for the driving segment. I mean, it handles pretty good. Let's just say that. I don't know where to compare it to. It definitely handles a lot better than any car I've owned. The second best handling car I've owned would be a Nissan Maxima, 07 Maxima. It was not that bad, except it was a much more tinier. Like it was like a tin can. This is definitely a lot more solid than a Nissan, but the Nissan didn't handle that bad. I took the Nissan, the front wheel drive car, took it around some back road corners, and I was using it had the CVT transmission. I was using the manumatic option, and I was going around a corner, and I went too fast, didn't know the road too well, and I had to slam on the brakes, and I was downshifting, so I was gaining speed. Then it came upon me and almost like hit a guardrail in front of me. But the brakes in that thing and the tires and everything worked together and got me stopped. Tires were squealing. I was a little nervous and kind of drove like a grandpa for a while after that, you know. But that about does it for the driving segment, and we'll get on to the interior segment, where this is a really nice car. All right, let's get to the interior segment. Finished in nice leather, tasteful wood around the switches and on the gear shifter, and a cup holder storage area. Really nice. It's spacious, pretty good. I have plenty of room up here, plenty of room in the back. Got good headroom, especially with the sunroof. It makes extra headroom. It's got nice grab handles on all four corners. It's got headrests that I wish were a little bit more adjustable, a little bit more forward. Definitely not like LS or Mercedes-Benz S-Class level of padding on the headrest, but it'll keep your neck from breaking off in an accident. Steering wheel, when I was first looking at this car, the steering wheel almost kept me from looking. You know, the steering wheel does a lot. Lexus steering wheels are finished in like 2/3 of it are in wood, and it just has a good look. This right here kind of is a basic Hyundai look, but nonetheless, it is a steering wheel, gets the job done. It's wrapped in nice leather. Kind of surprisingly, the stitching on it is not too luxurious. You know, it's kind of odd. It's got nice chrome on the thing here, and that wraps all the way around. It's got leather here in place of wood. They did a good liberal use of leather, leatherette, weird padding stuff. They didn't go too crazy on the fake wood like a lot of cars do. Nice perforated leather seats. You won't sweat on long trips. They're not ventilated, but this keeps you from sweating. It keeps the airflow. It's about as good as cloth seats. It's got good storage here, lit up with LED lights. LED lights all over the place. The speaker system is amazing. Today I was watching a video by Motor Week. They're going through the slalom test, going back and forth, weaving in the lanes. And I could hear as the Cadillac with its nice V8 engine was going around the track, this retro review I was watching, you could hear it go from that speaker through this one and over here and go back and forth, and that was really interesting to your ears to hear that. And then I was watching an Exhaust Sports auto review of his new video on the Lexus SC 430, and when he shifted it into gear, I braced myself to actually start moving. I actually tensed my legs up and actually, you know, pushed my feet on the floor because it sounded so real. And it's just a habit, you know, when you hear that to go. And he's got a good microphone too. I really thought I was fixing to take off. That's how good these speakers are. It's got great climate control. Everything's laid out. Good buttons for everything. Everything feels nice, solid, and tight. It's definitely not like my Lincoln, which everything was kind of loose and just a fancy Ford. Enough about that. Lincoln said sometimes I feel like I ramble on about the Lincoln and compare it to this. It is a really nice interior. These visors feel kind of cheap compared to like a Lexus. Just a few places, you know, they were $20,000 cheaper than an ES. I mean, they were Lexus, but I mean, certainly you can get a little bit better headrest. I mean, it feels like cardboard. It's got great storage, really nice premium look. Definitely looks more premium than the second generation Hyundai Genesis, where if you look at these climate control buttons, they have chrome around them. The on and off vent switch, chrome around it, chrome around the vents. That they just painted them on the second generation. Even more cost cutting. I guess maybe they invested it somewhere else. Really nice interior. I like getting into it after work. It's refreshing. I do like the light colors. It definitely looks better than dark colored interiors. I'm not a huge fan of dark interiors. I've only had one car with a dark interior. This just looks better. If you were to pull up in a BMW that, say, it was a white 6 Series convertible or something, and it was black with the black on black, it would kind of just look cheesy. But if you pull up to a nice, beautiful red one or a nice pearl white with the tan interior, you're going to think class. You're going to think refreshing, creamy. Just a lot of those thoughts come to your mind. But this is a really nice car. The exterior, of course, you think what you want to think. I'm not going to do an exterior. You saw the footage. You should be able to look at Google Images and see what kind of pictures and what you think about it. It is a good interior. Not really very many complaints, except I wish there's more padding on the armrest. The door padding is pretty good and thick. This section right here, it's pretty thick, about a 1/4 inch thick. But the padding on the armrest in the middle could be better. There could be some ribs on the steering wheel, maybe some grippies. Glad there's no paddle shifters. I wouldn't use them anyway. It's got the manual mode down here. But overall, it's a really good interior. I'm going to wrap up this review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find these interesting. I'm working on getting more cars in the future. I'm working with an Audi, trying to talk to an Audi dealership, see if they'll let me, or if I can't get them. They own the Volkswagen. It's owned by the same people. So maybe I could get a Volkswagen dealership and review some Volkswagen Phaetons or something. This is the Luxor review. I hope I get those. Interesting thing I want to say today. About 2 hours ago, there was tons of clouds in the sky. I mean, it was overcast, gray, dim, just disgusting. Looked like Eastern Europe. And then I'm a Christian. I have some pretty good powers. It's not really a joke if you just study up on it. I told the clouds, like Jesus told the storm, I told the clouds, get out of here. Go to Knoxville. Go to Atlanta. Go somewhere where I can film a good video. And here we are. I don't even really see a cloud in the sky. A few puffy ones behind me. Those are for cinematics. They stuck around to make it look good. But they listened to me. The weather is cooperating like it's supposed to and like it always will. It just made a great day for filming. Lit up. Good for the B-roll. Hope you enjoyed the video I did yesterday on the market report for Cadillac. More of those coming in the future. I got like 3 subscribers from that, which is pretty good for a video. I just saw a G90 go behind me. That thing looks long. If you saw one in person, I mean, it's breathtakingly long. I mean, it looks like it's about 10 smart cars long, 10, 20 smart cars or something. Hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe for more videos like this in the future. I have a Lexus ES review, several Lexus reviews, a GX470. I have a Dodge Ram coming up. I just got to get to them and do it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.